Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Thursday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So guess what I got working today? Our lovely ear pods, so now you won't hear any of the ruckus. And if there's a fly going around, you really won't hear it. There is one spinning around, but he's not a horsefly, so he isn't acting like a crazy psychopath. So as long as you leave me alone, I will leave you alone. So cross our fingers. Hopefully it works for at least the Facebook Live. So good evening, everybody. Hopefully you guys had a good day. I had kind of a free day. So I don't get those very often. So I decided I was going to work on a project for next month. So I get the craft room is nice and tidy, almost ready for card class on Saturday, and I go to look for the stamp set that I want to use next month so I can start playing. Lo and behold, I cannot find it. Literally, no clue. And when I say I'm in a mess, everybody knows I'm in a mess. And I am not in a mess. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Could not find the stamp set. So spent half the morning looking for that, couldn't find it. So then I moved on to something else, which I'm glad I did because I worked with the tool set. I don't know the name of it, but it's a tool set. Worked on that for the make and takes for the next month's retreat. So I got those done. So I was able to get something accomplished, but not what I anticipated. So then I will show you when I point you down, my phone broke and it's the camera lens that broke. And as much as everybody knows that I take a million pictures, I need my camera. And Bo is already sick of me using his camera to take pictures of stuff that I need. So I went to the Apple store to see if they could get it fixed. And lo and behold, of course, it can't be fixed. So now they're talking about a new phone and it is just way too expensive to get a brand new phone. So now we need to find a reputable phone repair place to see if they can fix it. So anyway, my day was good and then it turned to poop. But at least everything else went good today. Good evening, Heather. Good evening, Mary. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome. Thank you. So hopefully your guys' day is a little bit better than mine. And before I went to the Apple store, I actually drove to Scottsdale to pick up the stamp set that I was trying to work on but couldn't find from my upline Heather. And then I got caught in traffic going back to the Apple store. It was just a hot mess of a day. Anyway, I am here and that is all that matters, and you're here, that is all that matters. So on Tuesday, I told you guys that I was going to do another card with the Easter Lily set. Is that what it's called? It is Easter Lily set. And this is not my design. I found it from somebody else, but it was absolutely gorgeous and so easy. I was like, we have to do that for tonight. So we are going to be doing another Easter card. And today is the very last day for celebration. So if there's anything that you wanted or missed from the celebration catalog, today is the very last day. You have until 11:59 Arizona time or Utah time because we're on the same time zone. So you still have a couple more hours, so definitely let me know if you need anything. Okay, let's point you over and make sure we are live on my iPad. I was chatting long enough where we should be. And let me bring in my phone. Hopefully it will show exactly what happens. Okay, so you have the cutest little pumpkin on the front of my screen. And then when you flip it over, I don't know, there's a little bit of a delay, so I don't know if you can see, but this screen is cracked and this one is completely shattered, and that's the one that you take pictures with. So hopefully the other repair place can get it fixed. If not, I will probably have to be getting a new phone, which I am not excited about. And I actually asked a couple of people, I was like, can I do a GoFundMe for a new phone? They just laughed, which is very true. But anyway, so this is the stamp set we're playing with today. It was the same that we did on Tuesday. It's the Easter Lilies. And I love how you can use just the dies alone, or you can pair the dies with the stamp sets. So on Tuesdays, we use the stamp set and the dies. Today, we are just going to make the Easter lily out of the dies. So that's the set. Let me bring in the card. Here's the card we're going to be making. It's Thinking of You This Easter. And I did bring in the Thinking of You This Easter is from the celebration. This is one of the free sets you can get. It has Happy Mother's Day, Thinking of You Easter, Enjoy Your Day, Hello, Dad, You're the Best, Love You More. So it's a very fun, very useful sentiments. So here is the fun card. It is so easy and so duplicatable, and I used a little bit of a variety of colors. So I don't use Cajun Craze very often, but that's what I did my sentiment out of, and that's how I colored the top of the little inside pieces of the lilies. So that's what we're gonna play with. Let me bring in, you really only need 2 pieces of basic whites. So we have our thick basic white. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So you can take this and fold it, give it a good crease, and we're gonna set that aside. This piece is 4 by 5.25, and this is what we're going to do our stamping on, and this is what's going to layer to our card base. But before we do, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys something. So sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, and I should have thought about doing this earlier. So on Tuesday when I did my live, this is the water painter that I had used. I have the brand new water painters that Stampin' Up! Came out with, and I love them because you have 3 different size tips. And so you have a great big one, a small one, and a medium. So I love these tips. You do need to be gentle when you're putting the lids back on, that you don't bend the bristles, almost like I did on that one. But I was going to use these for my live, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to open them. I used my teeth. I used Bose pliers. I literally thought I was losing all the strength in my hand because I could not get these stupid things open. So I was getting ready to throw them in the trash because I thought maybe they were defective or something, and I've had them so long and haven't really used them. But I happened to be talking to Heather, and she was like, Sarah, it's not righty tighty, it's lefty loosey. So you go the opposite direction. Look how easy that was to undo. I had no idea. They were literally getting ready to go in the trash. So you go opposites of how you're supposed to open something. Note to self. So if you have the new ones, that's how you open them. I know it's a little crazy, and I kind of feel silly even saying it out loud, but I can't be the only one that has done that. Okay, back to the card we're making. I'm going to start with the garden green. Yes, Darlene, the new ones, they're not $1. They are a little bit pricier in the catalog, but there are 3 different sizes, and they are really, really nice. But don't throw them away when you get them. They just open the opposite direction. Hint from me that almost threw them away. Okay, so now I have my large leaf that comes in the Easter Lily stamp set. I'm inking it up in garden green, and I'm just going to come in and randomly stamp on my 4 by 5.25 piece. And because I am using my glass mat, I am not even going to worry about getting ink on my work surface because I am just going to wipe that right off. So flip this over. No rhyme or reason on how I'm stamping, just want to get some color on the back of it. So now I'm just going to come in, wipe that off. And today's the last day to get this lovely little mat too. It is definitely a lifesaver. So that is really all we're going to do for the background piece. So now I brought in all of my dies, and I have another piece of scrap basic white. This doesn't matter what size, you just need enough to cut all of these little pieces. So we're going to position these so we can fit them all on. Perfect. Let's bring in, I'm not going to tape them down because I don't have a stamped image that it needs to be in one specific spot. So lay these on here, just make sure they're not overlapping. Put this in your machine. Close the lid and then run it through. And then I like to bring it back just to make sure all the little tiny pieces cut. So there's all of those. And then I have a piece of garden green that I'm going to cut my leaves. So I don't know if you guys do this. I'll just chit chat while I'm cutting this. But I have plates that I only use with whites, with our basic white paper. And I have plates that use with colored cardstock. So I found if I mix my white with the dark, I get little remnants of the plates on my light papers. So these are my light colored plates, but I didn't want to switch them out. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about, that it leaves a little bit of residue. So I keep the white ones for my basic white sheets and my dark ones at my table. And it sounds a little psycho, but I do swap them out while I am crafting. Let's see if that's going to pop out if I need to get my little poker tool. So that is just a little tiny tip for you. Usually if I drop it, it pops out, but it's not going to today. So those are all of our pieces that we are going to need. So that one came right out. That one's not going to come out. Of course, when I do a live, it's not going to want to play nice. And I don't know where my take your pick tool is, so this is going to work. That one's already out, and then this one, and last. Okay, now we have all of our pieces. I swear this looks like it's taking a long time, but it really doesn't. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of coloring. So I have my lemon lime twist, and I have my ink. So I'm just going to ink this up and bring in just a scrap piece, just because I want to take a little bit off. So I'm just going to gently color the inside of my lilies. And I'm just using the sponge dauber, and I'm not going very hard. You can always add more, you just can't take it away once it's on. So just go gentle, but you can always add more if you want to. So I'm just doing the inside pieces just to give it a little bit of depth. And then this guy, I'm going to do the whole thing. Perfect. And since it's so light, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'll wipe it off just in case. Okay, so let's grab our Calypso Coral blender pen. I don't use this color very often. It's an amazing fall color. So during the fall season, I think that is the majority of, probably all of us use this color. So I'm just taking the dark blender pen and I'm coloring the tips of this lily. So just gently color. There we go. Grab your bone folder, and I just want to give this a little bit of a crease. And this one, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to flip it forward. Okay, now we can start putting it together. It's as easy as that. So I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the back of the little inside piece, and that is going to go kind of in the center here. And then I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the front side of here, and this is going to line up the edges. Isn't that gorgeous already? And then this one, I'm going to put a mini glue dot on the back. Put this right over that. Bring in my leaves. I did all of this with mini glue dots. Thank you, Darlene. Good evening, Bev. Good evening, Teresa. I just looked over and saw you guys all logged on. Hello. So I'm going to put one there. This part I did all with mini glue dots. You can use any adhesive you want. I just felt like mini glue dots was a smidgen easier. And then I will go in, flip it over, and add dimensionals. And I probably did overkill like I usually do when it comes to dimensionals, but it's okay. It's your card. You can do as many as you want. I guess that's enough. Okay, I'm going to set that aside so we can bring in our base again. I have the Ribbon Duo pack. It comes in Petal Pink and Lemon Lime Twist. So I am going to bring in the Lemon Lime Twist. And yes, it did take me a minute as well, Darlene. I won't lie. It definitely did not look like Lilies. Let me find the die. It definitely did not look like a lily to me in the beginning. I'm not going to say what it looks like, but we'll just push it to the side. You guys can laugh if you want, and if you don't get it, it's okay. But I did not see lilies at first. I'm going to put a mini glue dot on this side. So there's that. Now we can glue this to our card base and attach our lily. It's as easy as that. So it is a fun and beautiful set. If you, the sentiments are absolutely phenomenal. I have not used any of the sentiments yet in the dice or in the stamp set, but they are so beautiful. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't usually come out with that many for Easter, and there's a lot in that set. Okay, take your pick tool, and I want to take a mini glue dot, but I want to fold it in half, and I want to put it right up underneath here, so when I attach my ribbon or my bow, it's not going to come up. So let's peel these guys off, and all we have left to do is our sentiments. So if you're coming to card class on Saturday, we are making one of these flowers. So now you will know how to put it together. So there's that. Grab a bow. I'm gonna put your bow right here. And then we just have for our sentiment. I'm going to bring in the Cajun Craze. This is Thinking of You This Easter. I'm going to stamp it right on the edge. And everybody has to close their eyes for this because I usually don't use retired stuff for my Facebook Lives, but circle punches are literally amazing. I love them. So this is a 1.5 circle punch. And that's how I did it. And voila, it's perfect. And I actually was looking through my dies, the deckled circle dies, and it was just a smidgen too big, and I didn't want it to take up all of my greenery on my card. So I had to do it. There you go. That is how easy it is to put this beautiful card together. I wish I could totally take credit and say I designed this, but I didn't. I found it online and could not help but to do it. And I love the extra little Cajun Craze on the inside of the flower or the little leaf or inside of the lilies. I don't know what they're called, but probably one of my most favorite cards I've made in a long time, even though I probably say that every single time. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, that is your guys' live for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, today is the last day for celebration. Today's the last day to get the free mats. March 1st is tomorrow, considering today is the last day of February. And I hope you guys have a great day. I will see many of you guys on Saturday. If not, I will see all of you guys again on Tuesday for another fun live. We will chat with you soon. And thanks again for joining. Bye bye.